Welcome to my channel. My name is Avree, but you may call me ReeRee. Today I will be taking you through my house journey, building my house journey, and what we've been up to for the past few weeks. So we have been getting some rains. We used the opportunity to take some well-needed rest for about a week. But prior to that, two important things were done. One of which is extremely close to my heart. So finally, we built a drive road or a driveway or an access road, and of course, we completed some more steelwork. So the steelwork we did included building a few more columns, or cages rather, that would be columns eventually, and we cut some rebars or wall bars, and the rebars are basically what you tie the blocks over. So we completed a couple of those, and if needed we'll be cutting more, but for now that amount seems to be appropriate. I don't want to cut too much and waste steel. As you know, steel can be quite costly. So that was done, and because this is the first time taking on such a big project between Jermaine and myself, we are taking it extremely slow, and we are being extremely considerate and extremely careful. And we're very happy that that is completed now, so we can actually move on to the next process. Right, so these are the matins, very long, and this is the last bit of wall bar. Last bit of cages. These are the wall bars that German have been so far. Yesterday I was the assistant. Sorry, lose balance. And these are actually harder to bend because this is a half inch. So if you notice the thickness, this is a stirrup. 3/8 steel, half inch steel, so they're thicker. So today I'm the assistant on the team, like so. Most of the time they probably brace the table for you, even though they don't need me for brace the table.
No, brace the table. I think we cracked at this.
Sorry.
How much man in my bench still have to pass? Me just go one run and one run.
I'm here to talk, I'm here to pause, you know. Pause like 3 times. And this is, boy, glory be to God, final one. Alright, strong man. These are for the wall bars for now. And this is the kind of grassy, but this is the basement I was telling you about in the previous video. Some more cages over there.
I do sing one time the episode I got done.
I do remember.
I don't know what I sing ready.
Ready? Alright. The star of the show, which is very, very dear to my heart, is the driveway, or we could call it the access road. I am very, very humbled and appreciative and excited, as the driveway or the driving road is extremely important for several reasons. Now, one important thing about having a driveway in terms of having an access point to your house or your home is delivery purposes. Now, when you're delivering materials, it is important to drop them or deliver them as close as possible to the work site as possible. If your material is dropped very close to the work site, it is easier for the workmen to access the material, and your work goes faster. Now, it also saves money because some people, especially in this area, as this is a rural area, some people do not have a driveway or an access road, and so they end up having to deliver the material at the closest point. Now, that was a case for me, but fortunately, my drop point at that time before the access road was actually literally side by side the property. So it would be about maybe, I would say about 20 feet away, but still it's going to cost me energy, strength, effort, and possibly money, because I might have to pay someone now to go ahead and manually bring the material from the drop point to the property. But If you can have it dropped exactly precisely on the property where the work will be conducted, it is much more efficient and convenient for you. Now, if your access point or your drop point is further away from your home, for example, in these parts, in this neck of the woods, a lot of persons live like down in the gully side, and don't estimate the people's energy and willpower and ambition to build massive houses down in the gully side. You go down and you look, you see a two-story house down there, and some persons live up on the hillside, and so they have no option except to drop the material down there, and so sometimes it can be a quite a bit distant away, a good distance away. So people now will pay people manually to bring the material on their heads, yeah, manpower, and bring it to the access point. Sometimes if it's block, they will carry two blocks. They will walk up the hill, they'll walk down the gully wherever it is. If it is sand and gravel, they will bring them in rice bags, we call it crocus bags, and they will bring it on their head the same way, and that's how it's done. And this can be very costly because it will be like you're delivering the same material twice. So after you have purchased the material from the hardware and you deliver them, you will then have to pay money again to bring it to your work point. You understand me? And that is why a driveway is very important. A delivery road, an access point, an access road. And sometimes the money you spend to get it when you spend the money from the hardware to your nearest point, sometimes it costs the same amount of money or even more money to have workmen now bring it manually to your work points or to your points of where your construction is being done. And like I said, it's almost as if you're paying for the same material twice. And like I said, sometimes it can cost more. So I was elated. I was very grateful that I was able to have my driveway done. Yes, I purchased material already, but more material will be purchased in the future, and it will be easier for me and more efficient for the workman, and it will cost me way less. Another advantage of having a driveway or an access road is that you are able to park closer to your home or your building, and you will be able to access or experience options such as having a drive-in car park. You could build a drive-in car park where you can pull up into your home and step directly from your car to inside your home, because if you have a drive-in car park, that is basically a part of your home. So it's a very good advantage, because if it rains, you don't have to worry about getting inside your home on a very rainy day. If you have a lot of luggage, or you have a lot of groceries, or you have a lot of items traveling from your car to your home, it's just a great advantage. And also for privacy purposes, a lot of people like to pull in privately, and people sometimes will be nosy and want to see who is coming out of your car, or who is in your car, or where you buy, or what is coming out of your car. If you have a drive-in car park or a carport, or you have the ones with the shutters, extreme privacy and also extreme safety. Reality is that in times like these, more persons are seeking more modern options and higher standards to live by. So once you have a driving or a driveway or a driving car park or an access road, you have eliminated several disadvantages and several cons of having to walk up to your home on a late cold night, or late lonely night. You can drive in, you're safer. Your children will be safe, of course, and it's just more convenience. And like I said, more in modern times now, a lot of persons are shifting away from having properties where they have to walk home and they have to park the car and walk a certain distance away, and that is in no way shaming other persons who don't have a drive-in car park or a driveway, because you have to live where your land is. Because I'm sure not having a driveway beats having to pay rent if you look at it long term. So there's no shame in the game, but like I said, just listing certain advantages and disadvantages. So how was this road cut? How was the driveway cut? Did we hire a tractor? No. The road was cut by the one and only Redman, Mr. Anderson, a true powerhouse, a very sharp man with a very strong man. I tell you, he is very, very strong, and he's a blessing and definitely a friend indeed. No, Redman definitely applied himself. He did some critical thinking and engineered the best way possible to cut the road that would be efficient, effective, and safe, and it would be able to be durable and it would not tear away and all of that. Made sure to do it in a way where even though he's using manpower, it would be most efficient for him and of course for myself. In addition to the benefits I have already mentioned in terms of having a driveway there built on the property has definitely added to the beauty of the property, as it makes the property looks more developed, or it actually develops the property, as prior to having the road certain parts of the property was very unlevel and it looked quite unsightly, but now you could see where it actually looks like, it's coming together. It looks like someone is about to live there. It looks like this is a livable place and not just a bushy hillside, so to speak. So the road plays a vital role in developing the land, as it makes the property more usable, as you can have now a parking space and you can have a space to drop material directly on the work site.
Video where people are cut out. What can me tangi man, me tangi. Can't check my body fit care. Everybody get big and next sister be a frying, big one. They're frying.
All right. All right. So what we have done now to maintain this road is we just allowed it to sit. When it rains and it dries again, it becomes tough because the land is dirt for now. The road is dirt for now. So when it rains and dries, it sits. And we have planted, so well, Redman has planted some grass along the banking to hold the dirt firm. I myself have planted some palms, some very young palm plants. We'll see how that goes. Palms take a while to grow, but the grass is more immediate, and so I've decided to water them to maintain them, so they can get nice and long and bushy, and eventually, this road would have to be paved. But for now, we're happy with what we have, and we're happy with where we're at. But definitely more work to be done. And this is where I leave you for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell and leave your comments below.
Sideways, walk sideways like crab. And I say sideways, like yeah, put the air and put the air. Crab it out. I know them grass and I want to grow thick and fine. Miss what I say.